This has serious implications for the New York Knicks, as with the NBA draft just days away at this point, the Knicks have been linked to multiple targets while also being heavily rumored to be looking to move up in that second round in order to land the prospect that they like, as the Knicks desperately need more depth to this team and will use the draft as a means to trying to fix that issue. We're going to break it all down. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here. Happy summer. It's feeling like it right now. We're going to jump right into this thing. Hey, guys, here's the deal. If you're part of that 71% that's not subscribed to Knicks Digest, I don't know what you're doing right now. All summer long, just like that Kid Rock song, we are going to be making YouTube videos. Instead of Swing Sweet Home Alabama all summer long, we are going to be talking about the Knicks all summer long. So if you want to block me for that awful joke, feel free to. But if not, make sure to subscribe to the channel. But let's jump into it. We know that the Knicks have been linked to multiple different draft prospects, and Leon Rose is on it right now. The Knicks have one of the best draft gurus in the league in Walt Perrin, who plays an integral part on deciding who the Knicks draft. The Knicks made 4 draft selections last year. Pacome Dadier, Tyler Kolek, Ariel Hukporti, and Kevin McCullough Jr. Now, all 4 of those guys, or 3 of the 4 guys, are older in Kolek, McCullough, Hukporti, which makes fans think, and they're right to think this, that the Knicks will look at them as potential bench pieces going forward, starting as soon as the next season, while Dadier is viewed as more of a project selection. The reason the Knicks selected Dadier is because Dadier was the only chance of going in the first round was to the Knicks if he took a pay cut to do so, which Dadier ultimately decided to do so, as it did still mean he was getting paid more than if he got sent in the second round, and also the contract situation is better, and it made more sense for Dadier to just do it. So the Knicks have a nice young project in Pacome Dadier, while also having 3 other players who are older, specifically Kolek, someone who we are looking at as a very likely rotational player next season. But the Knicks also do have 1 selection this year, and that is at 50th overall right now. Here's the thing about that pick, guys. The Knicks, if they stay where they are, that 50th overall pick, likely how McCullough picked 56th and Hukporti picked 58th, were initially both signed to 2-way contracts. It wouldn't be surprising that if the Knicks picked 50, we would see a 2-way contract come up, but there has been a lot of talk about the New York Knicks moving up, and Knicks insider James Edwards revealed multiple targets, and we're going to go over 2 of them right now who do make a ton of sense for the Knicks, starting off with Kobe Barah. Now, from January 1st until the end of the regular season, the Knicks ranked 20th in three-point percentage. You can never have too much shooting. Enter Kobe Barah. The 22-year-old is probably the best three-point shooter in the draft. Well, not probably. Barah is the best three-point shooter in the draft. He spent his first 4 college seasons playing at Dayton, where as a senior, he knocked down a berserk 49.8% of his threes on 6.1 attempts per game. In his final college season with Kentucky, he made 43.5% of his threes with basically the same 5.9 attempts per game. So Barah has shown that he can hit threes at an absurd clip while having high volume as well. And Edwards mentioned that Barah has good footwork, which should allow him to be a good movement shooter at the next level. He's got long arms and a quick release. Also is a smart player in the half court and can catch you by surprise with some of his passes. The reason Barah will go late in the draft is likely due to his age, lack of athleticism, and defensive struggles. However, if the Knicks can get someone who could come in, eat up 7 to 10 minutes per game, and make open shots and get paid like a second-round pick, that'd be very beneficial to their roster construction. I'm already in, by the way, on Kobe Barah. I've been a fan of him. I did with Matt, a Knicks Digest Happy Hour show recently. The one name that I did mention of someone who I like is Kobe Barah. Look, I love a good shooter. The Knicks, what do they not have? They don't have a guy who's an elite knockdown three-point shooter. Most teams that win a championship usually have a guy who goes in there, can cash 2 to 3 threes, and then just come out of the game. And curtains. That's what the Knicks need. They need someone who can just show up and hit threes. Barah's older. He's 22 years old. Because of that, he'll likely go later because teams are biased against older players. Want to know who's not? Leon Rose and the New York Knicks. They are not. We know the Knicks do have some interest in Luke Kennard. They've had interest in Luke Kennard. They've talked about wanting to bring Dante DiVincenzo back. They know they need an elite three-point shooter. If you want to go get one, Kobe Barah is your answer. Now, there's a chance that he does go a lot higher than his projected selection. The man it's not like he's putting up a million points per game, but he did put up 11.6 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist, shooting 47% from the field and 43.5% from 3 for both last season and effectively for his career, as it was 43.4, and there's no difference there. So, also shot 91% from the free throw line. We're going to talk about that in 1 second. On top of that, a good PER, but it's all this stuff. It's, you're getting an elite shooter. You're getting a guy who's going to show up and be worth a second-round pick 100%. So Barah is someone that we should be very, very, very excited about right now. Especially when you consider that he was ranked by ESPN as the 20th best prospect in the draft just based off the shooting, though he's widely projected as a second-round selection. So if you can go get Kobe Barah, if you can go make this move, even if you have to trade a few second-round picks to get farther up, or just trade your 50th overall pick and cash considerations so you could basically buy a higher-up pick, jump to, 38, 39, select Barah and get out of there, the Knicks win. They might not be the ultimate draft winners because they picked a shooter at 39, but still, for them, that's a successful night for them on draft night, or a successful second night on draft night, because for some reason the draft is 2 days long now. Stop trying to be the NFL. Nobody cares about the second round. Nobody's going to watch. The ratings are going to suck, and you're going to look really stupid for doing that, NBA. But that's not my job to decide what that happens. And it probably shouldn't be. I feel like I'd probably screw up as the NBA commissioner. I wouldn't rig drafts unlike, the NBA, but probably get my hand forced to by the owners anyway, because the owners run the league, so whatever. Look, here's the deal. I want to see the Knicks draft Kobe Barah. I'm not going to pretend like I don't. I want to see them draft Kobe Barah. He's an elite shooter, and the Knicks need an elite shooter. It's such a simple fit where we don't even need to dive into all the other details surrounding him. So, Barah is someone who I absolutely love the idea of. When you get a guy who's just going to fit so perfectly with the team, you just go out there, you do that in Kobe Barah. It makes perfect sense. And Kevin Pelton also mentioned why he has Barah ranked so high up. Now, as he said, the combination of Barah's size and shooting ability projects well, even though the rest of his game is limited. I now realize I've been calling him Barah the whole time, and it's Bray. But Bray peaked at 11.6 points per game as a fifth-year senior at Kentucky after 4 years at Dayton. I'm cracking up because I'm an idiot. But he shot 46.5% on 6 3-point attempts per game in his last years. Based on that, Bray's shooting rating has been the best of any prospect ever in Pelton's database. Now, because of this, it does mean Leon might not get his chance to draft Bray. Again, I'm stupid. You can see I'm a little flushed. I'm a little embarrassed that I just went out here and have a darn YouTube channel and not pronouncing someone's name right. Sorry, Kobe. But because of that, he could end up going higher in the draft. We've seen it happen before. We've seen a guy like Cameron Johnson, who, given as a bigger guy, got picked pretty high up because he was an elite shooter, even though he was 23 years old. Bray could be the same way, 100%. What's crazy is I knew his name was Bray. I knew it. I knew it going into this video, and then all I'm thinking is Yogi Berra from the Yankees 20 million years ago. So I'm an idiot, but point still stands. I would love Kobe Bray on the New York Knicks. I think he's the perfect fit for this team. However, there is another name that we do have to go over as well. On top of that, there's Dink Pate. What a name, speaking of names. Dink Pate. Interesting. We're going to call him DP for the rest of this because I don't want to keep saying Dink. But, look. He was a guy in the G League for 2 seasons and is viewed as a project pick who is going to be a huge, huge upside type of guy. As Edwards mentioned, Pate would be a bit more of a project. He's a big guard who isn't built like most 19-year-old players and already has professional experience. The thing that sticks out most to Edwards watching Pate is the blend of craftiness and explosion he could put on display when attacking the rim. When he gets a full head of steam with his size, it's tough for defenders to stay in front of him. On top of that, he can stop on a dime. He can pull up and unders in traffic. There's some really good stuff in there. Pate's offensive game really pops in transition. He loves to get out and run. He's had some fierce finishes at the rim during the G League season where he played in Mexico City. And Edwards also mentioned that the thing that sticks out most when watching him, just again, is that craftiness, all that, when he's just got that size. He can stop on a dime, the up and unders, all that. And it was mentioned that Pate's young, he's athletic, and he has some skill to him. He certainly would be worth a flyer for a team that's already filled with veteran pieces like the Knicks. Here's the thing about Pate. He was on the G League Ignite team that obviously went under. went to Mexico City, and he had rave reviews from teammates. Juan Toscano-Anderson, former Golden State Warrior, said he's on the trajectory of being a superstar. He's so talented, he's so mature, he's smart. So if the Knicks want to go with another project selection, who they could likely land pretty late at that spot, especially considering his stock is falling. I mean, NBA Draft Reddit, who would probably hate me after mispronouncing Kobe Bray's name, did mention the shine on Dink Pate has worn off. But do you still believe in him as a prospect? And it's a whole breakdown just effectively talking about how in the half court, there's a lot of questioning surrounding if DP can actually go out there and have that impact. Is he someone who can only play in transition? Will he be able to figure out that half court? The intrigue starts with the size and the athleticism combo because you can't teach that type of stuff. It'll be interesting to see how he measures. He's wiry, but he's stronger than he appears. He's got that great ability in transition. And because of his former prospect pedigree and perceived as super upside, it very much is possible that he gets drafted very high up because teams want to take a chance on him. It's also possible that he slips because teams don't trust him. The G League has been spotty here and there. So it comes out to this situation on, do the Knicks believe in him? But for me, I want it to be Kobe Bray. I think he's the perfect fit for this team. I did jumble a few of my words after it. I'm not going to lie. I feel like an absolute idiot. So I definitely stopped reading things as well. But if you guys watch Yankees and Jets Digest, you know that I am the worst at pronouncing things. I have to get better at that. And I'll lock in, and you guys make sure to lock in on all things New York Knicks by subscribing to Knicks Digest. Like this video, turn on post notifications. Have a great day. Go Knicks. I cannot read.